gentlemen, tell me please, who believes here that throwing out the trash one day can change your life? Don't you? Okay, look at me. That happened to me. Let me explain you. I grew up in a poor family in Armenia, and when I was 14, the only thing that filled me with joy was learning English. And as a child of a poor country, I had a dream to grow up and appear in the United States. Once upon a time, outside of our flat door, I heard a conversation of two people. I approached the door and heard, gosh, this is a real American voice. I have never seen real Americans in my life. I just got so excited just to go to the corridor and have a chance to see him, or at least to pass by and listen. But who I was, just a poor girl, I had no face, I had no reason just to do that. I started thinking, what would be my little step on the way to my future? And that was throwing out the trash. I took all the banana peels, I put it all in the package, took that trash, and went out. I tried to go confident straight without looking at him, but all my attention was to that conversation. I captured something about charity fund, Armenian schools, translation, villages, and when I came home, I knew one thing for sure. I need to find out who that gentleman was. I did a research, and it turned out that he was one of my neighbors running a charity fund for Armenian schools. The next day, I had a plan. I need to talk to him. And then another critical insight, who are you to go and knock his door? And then another Mariana said, if I have a CD, I will feel more comfortable. What do you think a person of 14-year-old can write in her CD? Not much, right? So I read, Mariana Tomation, professional interpreter, graduated from St. Petersburg Kindergarten. Kind, enthusiastic, and goal-oriented. With that printed CD, the next morning I went to his door and knocked. I heard the sound of some slippers approaching. The gentleman opens the door, looked right, looked left, and then, oh, hi little girl. Hello sir, I'm Mariana and I want to work for your agency. This is my CD. Wow, you are a young, brave lady. Please come in. We sat at the table, talked for a while, and then he asked me one question. So Mariana, tell me please, what is your life goal? I thought for a second, and then I said, I want to speak English and tell all the world that life is wonderful. He said, this is a really great goal. So what do you need to do right now to approach it? I thought again, and I said, I wish I could have a little Bible, because it has English words and it has kind words. That's all I need. He said, okay. Then as it was too late, he said, Mariana, let's meet tomorrow. We will continue our talk. But tomorrow we never met. I received a letter which said, dear Mariana, I emergently had to leave the state because my wife is really sick, but here are my contacts. I would be happy to keep in touch with you, and here I put a little gift. So what do you guess was in that envelope?
Bible.
Right, you are. There was a Bible. So once I had that Bible in my hand as a tool, I started thinking, now I've got this, what can I do next? And then I opened my Google search and wrote, Armenia, Bible, English, native speakers, chatting, discussion. Click. And all of a sudden a new world appeared. I discovered in the nearby district a community of English native speakers living and discussing and reading Bible every Sunday. That was fantastic exploration for me because I always lived in my bubble. And to make a long story short, by the time I entered that community, I later became a volunteer and interpreting their speeches from all over Armenian towns. By the time I ended up school, I was fluent in English. My next step was becoming a professional tour guide in St. Petersburg museums, such as Hermitage and Peterhof. Later, I became a certified life coach. And right now, I'm standing here and talking to you. back and look to my life, I see that this little stair was part of a fantastic staircase of my life. And if I look at the actions separately, nothing special like taking out the trash or writing a funny childish CD. But if you look at each stair as part of the whole staircase, each of the actions has much more value. So I would love to ask you the same question I received that very day. What is your life goal? And what can you do already now to approach it just a little bit? Because very often, the opportunity is just standing outside of your flat door. And sometimes you have no idea how to open the door, how to approach it, how to be connected with something associated with your big goal. But just think of what could be your version of throwing out that trash. What could be your version of that writing the funny childish CD? So think of it, please. And remember, knock and it will be open to you. Search and you will find it. Thank you.